So back for another leg day. This week it's legs actually. The other session was like pull and hamstrings together. So today is just legs. It used to be mainly quads, but with now being back down to one sole leg day, which I can't remember the last time I've actually just done one full leg day. It's been a while. There's a lot more hamstring work. So still starting with calves. We've got already done 2 sets of the toe press. So this is my 3rd set. I'm going to rest pause it 3 times each for 20 seconds. Then we're going to go on seated calf raise. 2 sets of 15 to 20. I'm going to drop sit that and then I'm going to do the extreme stretch like I did the other day. So it will seem very much repetitive like the last session you see me do, but it is a different leg. Strength standpoint, from considering what I can squat and deadlift and leg press and everything else, no one cares what you leg press, just as a public service announcement. I can barely move anything on this adductor compared to my peers, but from a physique standpoint, my legs, they don't have overly big adductors from the rear or from the front. And something I'm hoping to bring to the stage next year is that like almost like second set of butt cheeks. When you've got big adductors, they kind of like poke out from the rear and touch, and it looks like a second tiny butt. So that's what we're doing. Adductors at the start. So nice basic DC rest pause set on this, and all that is you're going to go to failure 3 times with 2 40-second rests between each round. It's no majorly different than any of the other rest pauses. It's just got a longer rest period between. So yeah. adductors done. Now on to line hamstring. So usually this would be my hamstring session, but with the new split, it's first movement for hamstrings in the leg day. So just one set in here, one set, I think pretty sure it's 8 to 12 or either 10 to 12, something like that. 8 to 12, that rep range. So all I'm focusing on here is a pause at the bottom, from hamstrings fully stretched, fully lengthened, and then a nice 4-second negative on the way down. That's it. Nothing else, no fancy drop sets, rest pause sets, nothing else like that. Loading it pretty heavy here purely because it's the first hamstring movement, and with the seated leg curl that I'll be doing next, I've actually started to drop the poundage on this recently because I've been getting pretty bad knee ligament and tendon pain that only happens when I'm doing the seated leg curl. So nice and heavy on this.
So, hack squats now adjusted. The first movement for quads, which is the weird jimmied up Smith machine back squat with my heels elevated. This is now going into my 6th week on my cruise. I do find I have some top end strength drop off. But I've also not had a good run at that movement in the past 3-4 weeks. So I did notice my weight was down from 230 to 220, which isn't a major issue. I did feel like my tempo, my control was much better, so it is still a win. Anyway, hack squat, banded hack squat. Second movement, 2 sets on this. First set is a nice 6 to 8, 6 to 10, something like that, and then my second set is a 15 rep set, extended with a rest pause because I hate my quads. So the way I've done it is, as you can see, I've got the band set up from the bottom, tied onto the pegs. So what this does is adjust the resistance profile so it suits the quads better. It suits how the quads contract themselves. So at the top, that's when you're going to be strongest. So that's when the majority of the load is. And as they come down, bands deload, and then I'm taking just the load that's on the pegs. This is the exact same as reverse banding. The only reason you don't see anyone doing this versus a reverse band is it makes the movement feel harder. That's it. And you can't load as much plates. I prefer this personally because without reverse banding it, set up the way I've got it set up on this, because with the Watson hack squat, you can adjust the foot plate and the angle of the sled. So you can have it more like a leg press or more like an actual hack squat. I've worked up to about 7 plates a side, 8 plates a side on this without banding it. So if I added a reverse band, I'd literally run out of space. So that's why the reverse bands are there, so I don't have to add as many plates. I also find going into the set I don't have to be so like full on hyped up because of the sheer load I've got on myself. So I do prefer this, and it also helps put more focus on the EMO, part of the quad that's right at the knee, because that's like side delts you can never have too big quads.